Today I want to talk about multiplying fractions by a whole number. So before I talk about how to actually do that, I want to remind us about a few things in multiplication that you already know. For instance, 3 times 5. What's another way that we can write 3 times 5? Well, we can say, what does this mean? This means that we have the number 5 3 times. 3 times 5 is the same thing as 5 plus 5 plus 5. The same thing could be true with 7 times 2. 7 times 2 just means that I have the number 2 7 times. So 2, 4, 6, 7 times. And we just know that this is the more efficient way to write this addition equation. So if you can remember this, it will help you with multiplying fractions with a whole number. Let me show you what I mean. If I have 3 times 1/4, what am I saying? I'm really saying that I have 1/4 3 times. This equation, this addition equation, is the same as the multiplication equation. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is the same as 3 times 1/4. I just have 1/4 3 times. Let's try another one to continue to show you what I mean. 4 times 1/6. 4 times 1/6 is the same thing as saying I have 1/6 4 times. And all I'm doing is adding how my numerator, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. 4 times 1/6 is 4/6. I could even show you that what I've done is multiplied the whole number times my numerator. So 4 times 1/6 is 4/6. Let's try another one. 3 times 1/8. All right, make sure you have pencil and paper with you. Could you write the addition equation that is the same as 3 times 1/8? We are saying we have 1/8 3 times. Write it on your paper right now. What I'm hoping that you wrote was this: 1/8 3 times. That's it. Good for you if you've got that. 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 is the same as 3 times 1/8. The answer is 3/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. All right. How about if we try another one here? How about if we said 5 times 1/3? Could you write, what does that mean? What is the answer to 5 times 1/3? You can either multiply right now. Remember, basically you're saying the numerator times the whole number, or you might be thinking about it like this. I've got 1/3 5 times. So what do you think the answer is? If you said 5/3, you are correct. Great job. Sometimes it's helpful to see a model of what we're doing. So let's go back to one that we already looked at, 3 times 1/5, and let's draw a model of what that looks like. So I've got a whole, and it is divided into fifths. 3 times 1/5. All right, that means I have 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. I have 3/5. This is a model of this multiplication equation. I'm just saying I have 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Let's try another one. What if I have 8 times 1/3? Let me draw a model of what this could look like. So I have each of these I'm going to divide into 3 equal parts. I have 8 1/3. 1/3, 2/3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1/3 8 times. Two, 4, 6, 8. I have 1/3 8 times. I can also count how many 1/3s here, and the answer is I have 8/3. Now I know this is an improper fraction, but in this case we're not going to make it into a mixed number. I just want us to be able to see that when we're multiplying, we're really multiplying this whole number times the numerator. We're just saying how many of these numerators do I have? All right, let's try another one. All right, so here I have 2 shapes, and they're each divided into 4 equal parts. I've drawn you a model. Do you think you could write an equation, a multiplication equation, to show this model? Remember, I'm going to have 1/4, right? Each of these are divided into 1/4. How many 1/4s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 1/4 is 5/4. So 5 times 1/4 would be the equation I could write based on this model. Try another one. I'm going to draw the model. You write the multiplication equation. How about this one here? So you can tell I've been divided each into 6ths. So you know you're going to multiply something by 1/6. You want to multiply however many 1/6 I have that number. All right. How could I write an equation to show how many 1/6 I have? I could say 1/6 plus 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 1/6. Whew, that's a lot to write. So a more efficient way would be to say 10 times 1/6. That equals 10/6. All right, let's try another one. right. Can you show this with a multiplication sentence? So first thing you need to do is say, okay, each of these shapes are divided into two. So I'm asking how many 1/2s. What would you multiply by 1/2 to show this model here? Go ahead and write it down. If you said 5 times 1/2, you're right. You have got 1/2 5 times, and that equals 5/2. So you can either draw a model to help you when you see a multiplication equation. You could also turn this multiplication into an addition equation and add. Either way, a model or addition. Or you could say, I know this is 5 times 1/2. It's hard. Sorry, you didn't get to see that down there, did you? I can also say that I can take this 5 times 1/2, because I'm really multiplying just the numerator. I'm saying how many parts. My denominator doesn't change. Just saying how many of these 1/2 parts at 5 times 1, 5/2. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple of multiplication equations, and I want you to try it out and see. You can use a model, you can use addition equation, or you can just say 5 times that numerator. All right, so let's try one. Write down the answer on your piece of paper. 4 times 1/3. I've got 1/3 4 times. Did you write this? Excellent job if you did. Yeah, I have 1/3 4 times. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3. Excellent. All right, let's try another one. 6 times 1/7. Write down what you think the answer is, and then you can check with me in just a minute. All right, so I have 1/7 6 times. 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7, or 6 times 1, 6/7. Great job. All right, let's try another one. See if you're getting it. 5 times 1/8. What would that be? All right, I'm hoping that you're saying I have 1/8 5 times, and that would be 5/8. Try another one. 3 times 1/11. I'm saying I have 1/11 3 times. Write down what the answer would be. I hope that you wrote down 3/11. Great job. All right, how about a little bit of a challenge? What if I was to say 4 times 2/4? Okay, now don't get confused. Just because there's not a 1 here, the same process happens. This means that I have 2/4 4 times. 2/4 4 times. I've got 2/4 4 times. Again, I'm just adding the numerator. My denominator never changes. So I'm saying 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Or remember, I can think about it like this. I can write a whole number with a 1 underneath of it. I'm really saying 4 times 2 fourths. So hopefully we come up with the answer 8 fourths. I'm still doing the same thing. Doesn't matter if there's a 1, a 2, a 7, no matter what my numerator is, I'm saying I have this fraction 4 times. Let's try another one. What if I had 3 times 2 thirds? I'm saying I have this fraction, 2 thirds, 3 times. 2 thirds plus 2 thirds plus 2 thirds. Or I could even say I'm basically going 3 times 2, because I've got this 2 thirds 3 times. Remember, my denominator doesn't change, just my numerator. What do you think? Write down what you think the answer is. 6 thirds. Good job. You got it. Absolutely. All right, we're going to try one last one. We have got 5 times 3 sixths. Write down what you think the answer is. Remember, I'm thinking I have 3 6 5 times. 3 6 5 times. All right, ready? I know that 5 times 3 is 15 6. If you wrote that down, great job. Underneath this video link are some worksheets that you can do to practice multiplying fractions by a whole number. You're going to do great at this.